Mega Dimension is here, and with it, new ranked rules starting on December 18th. I think this might be the best rule set yet, so without any further ado, let's jump right into the rule breakdown. Here we are on Cerebi, which is where I saw this announcement. So it does say we have, as you can see over here, Season 4 rules. We do get to see the both Mega Raichus right there. We get to see. I really like. I don't know. I don't know if it's a controversial take, but I love Mega Baxcalibur. I really like Baxcalibur's design anyway, and the Mega is super cool. Like I like the chest plate. I like the face plate. I like the big sword. I like how it's like the sword coming like. We see like part of the sword here, then part of the sword there. I don't know. I think it's very cool. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. So we do see season 4 right here, but what I am most interested in, okay, um, this season will run from December 18th to January 7th. It allows for the use of Lumiose Pokedex 1 through 227, Hyperspace Pokedex 1 through 112. Here is the thing, and no restricted Pokemon allowed. So to me, that means there will be no Xerneas, there will be no Yveltal, there will be no Mewtwo, there will not be any of what are considered restricted legendaries, what I also would be synonymous with like a box art legendary. Players will be able to you'll still be able to get the Greninja Mega Stone, you'll still be able to get the Delphox Mega Stone, and you'll still be able to get the Chestnut Mega Stone, and you can get the Baxcalibur Mega Stone at rank S, so you could probably do that in 2 to 3 games, I would say. It also says players who reach rank E and above will also receive Safari Balls at the end of the season. So like I already said, I'm so excited to use Mega Baxcalibur. I'm so excited to have another ranked rule set that doesn't allow restricteds. I honestly didn't I didn't mind the restricteds being added. I just wished they had waited a little while. You know, like I don't mind restricted rule sets. I just felt like it was so fast. So seeing them kind of like yoink take away those restricteds actually makes me so happy. I think this has the makings to be the funnest rule set we have. I am going to jump in. I'm not really going to be looking at the new Megas a ton, but I am going to be jumping in and I'm going to look at some of the Pokemon that will be newly usable, but this is your spoiler warning. I might look at some of the Megas, like they might be a jump scare, like they might just be there, but I will be looking at the Pokemon that will be available. So again, if you want to stay spoiler free about knowing even what Pokemon are in the DLC Mega Dimension, I would say stop this video here, don't get spoiled, but this is your warning right here. So here we are, this is the list of the newly usable Pokemon. Right over here you can see my guy. We do have Mega Baxcalibur. I'm not going to be looking at the Megas in this video. This video is actually not about the Megas. This video's not about the Megas. I will be doing in-depth videos probably about almost all of the Megas, because I am so excited about the new Mega Pokemon for 2 reasons. 1, I really like playing Legends ZA, but 2, I am so curious and I love to theory about how good they're going to be in VGC, so I will be making videos probably about both of those things. But here, I just want to do like a little overview about kind of what Pokemon are going to be on ranked in this new season, and I just think like this season has the potential to be the most diverse season on ranked we've ever seen, and I honestly already think the ranked ZA is like pretty diverse. Obviously there's always going to be like the S tier Pokemon, but I've seen, you know, Scraggy got second in a tournament I hosted, Gibble won a tournament I hosted, Mega Lucario won a tournament I hosted, you know, we're seeing like really cool Pokemon do well and top cut in these tournaments, do well on ranked as well. So it just feels like the meta is so incredibly wide open. I will say a Pokemon I am very excited for is Alolan Marowak. I haven't gotten the chance to use Alolan Marowak for a very long time. I think it has a very cool design. Fire Ghost is a cool typing. Fire Ghost is a cool typing as well. I don't know, I just think it's going to be very cool, like, seeing Crobat makes me really happy. I'm a big Crobat believer. I do also want to talk about, so we have Sceptile, Blaziken, and Swampert. They have all been revealed that we will be able to get their Megas. Am I correct in thinking that the Megas are also going to be, you will get them through playing on the ranked ladder? I believe that was revealed. If I am incorrect, please feel free to let me know in the comments. So I think we will definitely be seeing Sceptile, Blaziken, and Swampert, but we will have to wait a little bit to actually see their Megas in action. But I'm a huge Sceptile believer. I really like Sceptile. I think that I think a Pokemon like Porygon Z is going to actually be wild, is going to be so crazy in ZA ranked. Like, Porygon Z has a very high special attack stat, additionally usually has access to very good coverage moves, and I feel like one thing we're seeing in Legend ZA is just like how good coverage moves are, how good Bolt Beam is, and Bolt Beam does refer to a Thunderbolt plus Ice Beam, and the reason that combination is so good is because they cover for each other so incredibly well. I talked about this in a previous video, but they cover for each other just based on typing. Like, you know, let's say your opponent's expecting an Ice Beam, they swap out into a water type Pokemon to take that Ice Beam, then you can hit them with a electro type move. And, you know, the same thing can be said, you go for electro type move into their flying Pokemon, so they want to swap out into a ground type, you hit them with Ice Beam. So they just cover for each other so well. I'm also so excited to see Rotom. There's just like some very, very fun Amoonguss. There's some very, very fun Pokemon that I think are going to be able to really shine in ZA. Amoonguss is one of those Pokemon, though. Amoonguss has been a staple, has been so good in VGC, is incredible in VGC, and I'm curious to see, like, what Amoonguss can do in Legend ZA. It's not jumping out to me to be one of the more powerful mons, but if there's one thing I've learned about the ZA meta, it's that truly, if you can find a niche to fit a Pokemon, it will absolutely shine. I also am very excited for Corviknight. I don't know how good Corviknight's gonna be in ZA, but I would assume if Corviknight can get something like a Bulk Up, maybe? I think we've seen how good Bulk Up is, because really, Bulk Up is a move that lets you bolster your defenses, so it makes you harder to KO, and it boosts your attack output, so you're just making yourself a menace, not being KO'd, and also pumping out damage. Like, I think, you know, if you have access to something like a Brave Bird, or something like, Fly, so you can have a pseudo protect move. You also have Iron Head, which is really good into those fairy types, into ice types as well. And as you are a steel flying type, like, steel flying is a fantastic defensive typing. You know, you do not take super effective damage from ice type moves, all that kind of stuff. You can't, because you're a flying type, you remove that ground weakness. Like, it just, Steel Flying covers for itself so nicely, so I do have some hope for what Corviknight can do. I think Toxtricity can put in a ton of work, just another Pokemon. We are 4 times weak to ground, but, you know, just another Pokemon that has really nice, that I think will have access to really nice coverage moves, has a pretty staggering special attack stat, and will just be able to pump out some damage, maybe snipe some KOs, all that kind of good stuff. I think also Sirfetch'd, like, I'm really excited to see what Sirfetch'd can do. Another personal favorite of mine is Darkspawn. Darkspawn's one of those Pokemon, though, that I feel like well-baked body, is that the ability? Is one of the things that makes Darkspawn so good, and Darkspawn will not really have access to that in ZA, so I'll be curious to see what Darkspawn can do. Oh, I think both Ceruledge and Armarouge are gonna be absolute menaces on ranked as well. I think Fire Psychic and Fire Ghost, respectively, are very, very good typings as well. Just being able to pump out a lot of damage and everything like that, be able to absorb some damage as well, probably having access, like Ceruledge, again, having access to maybe Bulk Up will be very, very good. We'll be able to eat those ground type attacks a little better. You could also run like Shuka Berry on it, you know. Very excited to see how Ceruledge does. Another Pokemon I'm really excited to see is that Cyclizar and that Glamora. I think 2 Pokemon that can really, really shine in ZA as well. Don't even show this to me. I can't believe you've done this to me. I cannot escape this duo. I cannot escape this duo wherever I go. Obviously, we don't have abilities, so we don't necessarily have to worry about Tatsu Dozo together, but I'm just imagining Dozo absolutely just flopping around on the battlefield. No thank you. We knew Annihilate was going to be added um, from the trailers. I'm really curious to see how Annihilate does. And then we see the ever-present Golden Go as well. If Golden Go gets access to something like a Nasty Plot, we are literally going to be seeing Nasty Plot make it rain. I think it could go absolutely nutty. Also having access to Shadow Ball, very good coverage. I would be curious to see what else Golden Go has access to. I know that in Sword and Shield, nope. In Scarlet and Violet, Golden Go also gets access to something like a Dazzling Gleam. I think that could be a very, very interesting option for all the dragons that are running around as well, because I do think we are going to continuously be in a dragon meta. I'm also super excited, like Cleavor, I think, is a really cool Pokemon that hasn't really gotten to shine in VGC, and this could absolutely be Cleavor's time. I think, like, maybe Focus Sash Cleavor could be really cool, especially if Cleavor gets access to First Impression was added with the DLC, so if Cleavor gets access to something like a really cool First Impression, and from what I've seen about First Impression, it's a really nice gap closer, right? It's a very powerful move, it's a really nice gap closer, however, you can only use it once, and then I believe if you get KO'd, you can use it again. But if you don't get KO'd, you cannot use it again. Is my understanding. And so there's definitely some Pokemon I'm just really curious to see how they're gonna do in Legends ZA, but like I said, I'm just so excited because I really feel like this could be one of the best, one of the funnest, and one of the most absolutely diverse metas we have seen in VGC, in Legends ZA. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I've been playing a lot of VGC recently, and my brain is just still a little bit VGC pilled. But the one thing I am curious, and I'm really curious to hear what everybody else thinks. So as we saw in the beginning of the video, the rules says no restricted. So to me, restricted would mean something like a Kyogre. It's box art legend. So no Kyogre, no Groudon, no Rayquaza, no Xerneas, no Yveltal. But where do we think something like a Latios and Latias fall? I would assume that Latios and Latias and a Pokemon like a Heatran and a Mega Heatran would be legal to use in the next season of Ranked. I'm just not 100% sure, but I'm very curious to know what everybody else thinks. And there was one more thing I think I wanted to say. It could have just been that. I think it was just that. I think it was just that. Oh, I guess the other one would be, because, like, also Darkrai, like, something like a Darkrai, Zorua, and a Diancie, those are all mythical Pokemon. And usually, at least in VGC, mythical Pokemon are different than, restricted Pokemon are different than just base legendary Pokemon. So I'm really curious where the mythicals would fall in the restricteds as well. I would be inclined to believe that mythicals would fall under restricteds, but again, I don't know if it's just my history with VGC and the fact that I'm coming at Pokemon from a, like, VGC player's standpoint, if that makes sense. But definitely some questions. I definitely have some questions about what Pokemon are going to be legal, so I will be keeping my eye out for that. I may be doing an update video for that, but I got so excited. I got so excited when I saw the news. I was like, I might need to yap about that for about 10 minutes. And I think I've met my 10, I think I've yapped for about 10 minutes. I don't want to make this video too long, as I do want to do some more in-depth videos as well. So I will say thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you did enjoy this content at any time, please feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. If not, that's completely fine. And I hope everybody has a great day. And I will catch you in the next one. Okay, bye! Hey, I really messed up that outro.